It's Nax and welcome back to my channel. First of all, happy holidays and happy new year. So as you guys know, I am transferring some of my old tech videos from my gaming channel over here to this channel. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a step-by-step guide on how I personally flush out the radiators before a build. And you guys may have your own way of doing this, and that's completely okay. Now, water cooling is much more of a niche hobby nowadays, but I still think this video is going to help some of you guys. Two wrinkles that might help that weren't in the first video. So the first one is that you can swap the tubes midway to reverse the flow so that hopefully you can get more funk out. And the second one that you guys recommended after trying this out is that if you guys can find a way to have the radiator upside down or on its side like this, gravity will help the pump flow a little bit better. And that's it. All right, guys, enjoy. One of the most common questions that I got from my PC build video was how I flush my radiator, and I didn't really go in depth in that video on how I did it, so we're gonna do it right here. So these are the things that I used. A wide mouth jar, 2 soft tubes, fittings, a generic aquarium pump, coffee filter, and distilled water. And that's everything. All right, let's start making the loop. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this generic aquarium pump. I actually got this off of Amazon. It cost me around $10. It's nothing fancy. The brand is actually from Hicker. So get this, and then I'm going to get my soft tube. Wait, you guys hear this? What are you doing, dude? What? What do you want, bro? What are you doing down there? Anyway, let's go back. So I'm gonna be attaching the soft tube to the pump, like so, easy peasy. And then I'm gonna grab my jar and place it at the bottom, like so. The good thing about this pump in particular is that it has suction on the other side, so it's pretty stable. Now we have our coffee filter. Now, if you guys want, you can drill a hole in your coffee filter and insert your tube through that hole, or you can leave it on the outside if your jar has a wide enough mouth. Now, in my PC video, I actually didn't drill a hole in that anymore, but for this one, we did just that. So insert your tube inside the hole like so. And then you should be able to insert your coffee filter. There, make sure. There, see? Perfect. Perfecto. All right. Now that we have one end of the tube in our pump and the other end is outside of the jar, we're gonna get this end and get one of our fittings and attach it to the radiator like so. And then insert this end over here. And we're gonna insert this end in our radiator. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be attaching the soft tube like so. Make sure it's nice and tight, and then you're gonna seal it in. There, easy peasy. Next, we're gonna grab the other tube and attach it on the other end of the radiator. There we go. And of course, what you're gonna do with the other end of this tube is basically put it back in the coffee filter. I feel like a mad scientist. So our loop is done, you guys. That was so easy. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put in some water, distilled water. So I've seen some people use a mix like white vinegar and water, but I just use distilled water. So, okay, let's just put this here. Nice and easy. Okay, so the reason I like to use just distilled water is because vinegar and anything else you put in there has a non-neutral pH. So I just get paranoid that it's going to leave something in the loop behind that shouldn't be in there. Besides, remember, this is just a pre-flush. All we're doing is getting out the metal chunks and shrapnel that's left behind. So distilled water should do the trick. By the way, I found that EK radiators are usually a lot cleaner when I flush them because there's less junk. This one here is made by Hardware Lab, so let's see what comes out. Okay, so I think that's enough. Oh, okay, wait, a little bit more. And we're good. Okay. Okay, that seems about good enough. And now we're gonna plug in the pump. Okay, let's do a quick countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. Oh, I can already see some shrapnels in the coffee filter. I can already see shrapnels, and I can even count them. It's 5 shrapnels. Oh, make that 6. Someone joined the family. A big one just popped in. Okay, so I can't figure out how to turn on the flash in my video, but the shrapnels are right there. See that? There they are. Oops. They're like a cute little family. Okay. Now that we have our loop up and running, I let this run for usually around half a day. Now, I highly recommend if you're gonna leave your loop unattended that you leave it inside a sink, just to be on the safer side. And you know, you don't have to do this, but for me personally, I make it a point to not leave the house just for peace of mind in case something goes wrong. Let's go ahead and let it do its thing and check back after a couple of hours. So it's been running for a couple of hours now, so I think it's pretty much done. Now, the reason why I love flushing out my radiator like this is because I've tried out the other approach where I pour water in, rotate it, and then shake it, and then pour it out. Again, pour the water in, rotate, and then shake it, and then pour it out. And you know, you can't just do that once or twice. You have to do it like 10 times, 20 times, or even 40 times. You know, it's just a lot more work, and sometimes I feel like there's still some gunk left. Whereas with this one, you could just leave the loop on its own, let it work its magic, and then the gunk will just appear at the coffee filter. Speaking of which, let's see how much gunk we got with this loop. Then I'm just gonna do this right here. Oh, you guys. Okay, so this is all the gunk that we got from the radiator. Look at that. All of that was in our radiator, and it wasn't even a big radiator. Remember guys, this is a small one. It was a slim 240 radiator. Imagine how much more gunk you'd be able to get from a 360. So there you guys have it. That's how I pre-flush my radiators. I hope you guys were able to learn a thing or two, or I hope you guys managed to get an idea on how you can flush your future radiators soon. Anyway, I am getting ready for my next build, and this time it's going to be an Intel build, so I'm excited for that one. Be sure to check that out over at my channel. Speaking of my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below sounding off that you watched until the very end or something. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.